What's up, everybody? Anthony here, specialtymotorcars.net. And behind me you will see, I told you, a Cadillac. I have a Cadillac Brougham. I have a few more coming along as well, and I promise they are coming to market. This is what everybody calls me about. 90s Broughams, 80s Broughams. Those are my bread and butter. I used to do tons of them. I haven't got as many lately because it's just starting to get really hard to find, difficult to find. But I do have old stock, and this is one of those old stock cars. I've owned this car for 3 years, and it's time to let this one go. So we finally got it sorted and serviced. I'm super excited to bring it to you. It's a beautiful 85 Fleetwood Brougham D'Elegance. Gorgeous color combination. One owner car. Going to tell you all about it right here in this video. Give you all the details, do a road test on it, bring it up the highway, inside, outside, upside down, tell you all about it in this video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. In the meantime, let's get into the video. And here she is, a beautiful medium blue fire mist 1985 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham sedan. This is the D'Elegance or D'Elegance package. Top trim 1985 Cadillac. This is a one owner car, bought brand new out of Vero Beach, Florida, and it lived in that area its entire life. It was owned by a gentleman who ran for some Florida political office. I think maybe state rep or something like that. I forget. There was a bumper sticker on the back that's probably been on this since it was new. Last name of the owner was Minton, but this is probably back in the 80s. But anyways, so one owner car he bought brand new. Gorgeous, very Florida-like color combination with that medium blue fire mist, the white top, white leather. This is what I would call in the car business a color car. So if you're looking for a car with a color that just jumps out at you, this is it. And really, the shade doesn't do it justice, but it's a lot easier to film it in the shade. It's just what the name says it is. It's a medium blue, not too dark, not too light, but just a really pretty blue color with a white top and the white D'Elegance interior, just to really set the color combo off. Makes this car absolutely jump. I've never had one in this color before. I probably never will. I'd have to assume it's a pretty rare color combination for these cars. It's a 39,000 mile car, literally 9 miles from clicking 40. But I know when I turn 39, I'm almost 39. The day before I turned 40, I still am going to say I'm 39. So she's got 39,000 miles. Probably by the time I get it back to the shop, it's going to hit 40, which is going to pain me to see it happen, but it is what it is, and it must be done. I've gone through this car. Like I said in the intro, I've had this car for quite some time. I bought this car in 2021, and I absolutely had no intention of keeping it this long, but these cars that need the TLC, like this car, not that it needed rebuilding, it just needed a lot of deferred maintenance to be caught up on, and it just got pushed to the back burner and pushed to the back burner for so long that I finally dragged it out, and I said to my dad, Papa Bear, I gotta start getting these cars done. Even if I have to pay a retail shop to service these cars, I will still do it. So that's what I ended up doing. I subletted this car out to a local shop who does service antique and collector cars, and it was like $4,000 worth of work at their shop, but the car is ready, it's done, and here we are talking about it now. So you know what, I guess it's just the cost of doing business, and I have to get better at it because the demand for these cars are there. I just can't get them funneled through myself quick enough. So I'll tell you all the things I did to this car in a little bit mechanically, but cosmetically, we did 4 new tires on it. Replaced all the filler panels on the car. Aside from that, it was really mechanical stuff, but you can see it's an absolutely gorgeous shape. Very original car. Beautiful original vinyl top. It is a factory Astro roof car, which is a huge plus. I wish some of my Broughams in my collection had Astro roofs because they're just that nice of a feature. They make these cars. Anyways, we're going to go around. I'm going to point out a few little flaws here and there. Just stuff to be expected of a near 40-year-old car. I believe this is all original paint on this car. It is a lacquer paint car from 1985. So there's some few lacquer marks, which I'm going to point out. But the filler panels obviously aren't original paint. But aside from that, I believe all the body panels are, in fact, original paint. So we'll start up on the front corner here. You can see the rub strips on the bumpers are in great shape. The chrome is nice and bright. Coming across the impact strips, very nice. Chrome is nice all across this car. Headlight bezels. These are the new filler panels. Front ones fit pretty good. Get nice clear cornering lamps. Get your fender filler panel there. Now, I don't know why. You can see this little hole here. The new fillers had holes because the original fillers actually would connect there. But these are two new ones, and the new ones don't have the little, I don't know, tit or whatever you want to call it to go through there. So I don't know why they would make the fender squared ones to have the hole if the hole isn't there. Nice paint across the header panel. Beautiful color in the hood ornament there. You can see how nice and clear it is. But I mean, just the chrome on this car is in beautiful shape. You can see hiding behind the grille here, auto dimming headlights. It did have all the original guide headlights, but I had to have this one replaced because it had a crack in it and it was filling up with condensation. But before that, it had all the original guide headlights. Again, chrome is in great shape. Same thing over here. If you kind of look from the back, you can see that little hole. It's not obvious. It really doesn't bother me. A couple little chips here that were touched up. A couple chips, one right there that hasn't been touched up. Has the headlight auto, not auto dimming. Well, it does have that, but it's got the fender marker. Gee whiz, why am I drawing a blank here? Fiber optic light monitors. Again, all original paint. There is some light checking on the hood. You know, if you kind of get up on it and really focus in there, you can kind of see some very light checking. But for the most part, again, it shines beautifully. Does have a few stains. You can see one right there. A couple little sap marks that may have stained into that fire mist color. The hood is the worst part, you know, as far as any kind of lacquer checking. But again, overall, it shows really well. Coming down the fender here, nice and clean. Obviously, being a Florida car, no rust on this car. And oddly enough, this car was not undercoated, but inside the jams here. Not under the car, but in the under hood jam and in the door jams is like Z-Bart plugs. But the car is very, very clean. 4 brand new white wall tires. Cadillac locking caps with nice colored crests. Hubcaps are in great shape. The glass is beautiful shape. What does that say? Embassy? I can't even read it from here. Hennessy, Buick Cadillac, Vero Beach. That might have been a Cadillac dealer that bought out the original one. I thought this was cool. Monte Carlo Country Club. I left that on there. Beautiful, like I said, white vinyl top. Factory Astro roof. You can see the top is in phenomenal shape. Stitching, everything. Super, super clean. All the emblems have beautiful color to them. I even let this Island Dunes. You know, this car just screams old Florida, old money. And I love every bit of that. Chrome mirrors, beautiful. Come down the doors. Couple little marks here. One here. A few little odd marks on the doors here. Couple little chips. But again, nice, beautiful paint. Original painted stripe. Some light scratches on this chrome molding here. It has the original door edge guards, illuminated entry, all the chrome on the door handles are in great shape. And just a few little minor little puck marks here and there. Chrome rockers. Again, that chrome is in really great shape, all original glass. Again, another new white wall tire. These are Ironman brand tires. Nice clean center caps. The little locking key, this guy pops off and it goes behind there. Little spot touched up there. A light scratch right there. Right here on the deck lid, kind of hard, but you can see it there with the kind of the shadowing of the cloud. There must have been like a cell phone antenna that clips onto the edge. I've seen these style antennas before. It clips onto the edge of the trunk lid. I actually have a set of these on one of my limos. These kind of like weird clip-on antennas. I wasn't on the car when I got it, but I'm assuming that's what that's from. Light scratch right there. You get the Fleetwood Brougham, and then the D'Elegance emblem is on the pillar, where like the 9092s, it says Brougham D'Elegance on the quarters. Lower quarter chrome is in nice shape. Again, all new filler panels. One thing I will criticize a little bit, these rear quarter fillers, for some reason, and I have no idea why, they were painted from the same can. They were painted at the same time the front ones were done, and the front ones match relatively nicely. But for some reason, these rear ones, the color is off just a little bit. I'm not going to have my body guy go over them. He hates doing them for me anyways. So I'm grateful that he was willing to paint them. But you can just see kind of the color is just off just a little bit. And that's on both sides. We'll get over there in a second. And the chrome, all the rear bumper, beautiful shape. Even the rub strip here is in great shape. Nice bright work. New fillers here as well. Ken Puttick, Vero Beach, Buick and Cadillac. That emblem's in real nice shape. This car was definitely garage because, I mean, it shows a few signs of just age, but there's no way that this car would have survived and looked this nice if it wasn't a garage Florida car. It's just not even possible. Nice paint on the deck lid. Again, you can see the coloring on these emblems are in great shape. We got a little bug there. Get the Fleetwood script, the little underpinning line there. Reverse lights. Again, chrome is in great shape all the way around this car. Taillights are nice and bright. They got a nice color in the trim work. And again, you can see that filler. Just the color is just a little off. I can't say it even depends on which way you look at it. No matter which way you look at it, you can see it's a little off. But again, I don't know. I do have the old paint from when they were all done. I will include them with the car, but I'm not going to do anything to try to rectify that. Like I said, the body guy that I have do these when he does my body work, he hates doing these things for me because they're kind of a pain in the ass and he doesn't make any money on it. I get it, but I'm grateful, so I'm not going to make a big stink about it. It's got this weird little mark in the paint on the deck lid here. You can kind of see it. It's like, I don't want to say it's a run because it's not a run, but it's like, I don't know, something was on the paint and kind of made a stain in it. Again, a couple other very little marks of some light staining right there. Another spot right there. Got a beautiful white vinyl top on this car. Come down the quarter here. Again, all the chrome rocker moldings are in great shape. Got that Fleetwood Brougham badging. Beautiful hubcap. Nice colored crest in the center. Usually those fade too, but again, you know, this car was definitely a garage car that lived indoors. You can see like a weird spot right there, kind of faded into the paint. I don't know what causes that on lacquer cars. I've seen that quite a bit. I have a couple of my cars are lacquer and they just got weird spots like that. But yeah, Nice, beautiful chrome. Again, all painted pinstripe, consistent all the way down, except for the rear fillers. Beautiful Astro roof. I love Astro roofs. Used to be an original windshield. A few spots on this door. Again, I don't know what dripped, but you can see something dripped and stained. Drip, stain, or stain and drip. Here, here, and here. Get back, you don't really notice it. Again, this is all stuff that I'm pointing out to you because this is an original paint car, 40 years old. You say to yourself, well, can you fix that? Can you fix it? No. Yes and no. Yeah, you could paint the door, but then you're going to have to paint the side of the car. And then at that point, you might as well paint the whole car. The beauty of this car is it's an original 40-year-old Survivor. Beautiful shine to it. It's got a few of those, like I said, stain mark blemishes, but that's just 40 years of patina, we'll say. Another beautiful wire cap. Nice colored crest in the center there. Again, very minor checking kind of in that center part of the hood. The last kind of defect is you can see this stain mark here. Again, the camera's making it look 10 times worse than it actually is when you get right up on top of it. But again, it's like a stain mark that, I don't know. I don't know what would cause something like that. Something obviously, I don't know, got on the car. But she's a gorgeous 40-year original 1985 Cadillac Brougham. Now let's take a look at the inside before we take it on a spin. Alright, let's take a look at the inside now. Inside this car oozes opulence and classic Cadillac style all the way home to the bank, however you want to say it. Absolutely gorgeous white leather interior, the D'Elegance package, so it's got that super stuffed leather. Just super clean and really nicely preserved inside this car. Now usually I kind of drag on Florida cars for saying, oh, they all get dried out, but this one, surprisingly, it must have been in some type of climate control, because even like the door gaskets, I mean, there's a few little chunks missing here, but you know, for the most part, these are nice and soft, but very clean inside. All the door jambs, no rust all the way down. You can see here this little plug. These are the plugs that I was talking about. I don't know if it's some type of rust preventative that they sprayed in this car. Even from Florida, I guess, maybe a coastal car, they were concerned about rust. You can see the nice, beautiful Fleetwood script there. And that's stitched in there, so you can see how nice and clean that is. Door panel, nice and solid, beautiful, no cracks. All the wood trimming and chrome switches, great shape. Dashboard, beautiful condition. Leather wrapped wheels, beautiful. Just really clean all the way through this car. The Body by Fisher sill plates. You can see a little discoloration right here on this white plastic and right here. Overall, nice though. Even the seat belts. Look at how nice and clean those seat belts are. Usually these things are all nasty and gross. Very nice seat belts. Beautiful white leather, nice and soft. A few little wear marks right on kind of the edge here. You can see some creasing, but for the most part, very nice, soft, white leather. The Cadillac crest in the middle. This is a 50-50 split bench. Just super nice. Open up the back door here. You can see just as juicy and luxurious here. I mean, this is just oozes old school Cadillac. That white D'Elegance interior. And nice clean door jambs. Got another plug there. I think there's one up here too. Not a ton of them, like Z-Bar and all those. They usually put tons of plugs Just a few throughout the car, but again, nice soft rubber. Beautiful white Fleetwood interior. The seat back pockets are in nice shape, not all stretched out. Carpeting, beautiful. Again, just super nice leather. You know, a couple minor little chip marks here and there. Nothing too crazy. Very clean. White leather, I will say, is one of the toughest interiors in these cars because it seems like the hide or how they dye the white leather really softens them, and it's the softest leather. But the heck was that, a bug? So you usually start to see the white start to deteriorate and start to show wear quicker unless it was really well cared for, like this car here. Just clean throughout, all inside the jams. Kind of typical to see like this little chrome here. This is like a plastic laminated chrome to start to delaminate and kind of crack like that. That's not uncommon to see. Cigarette lighters and ashtrays galore. I will have to say that headliner has probably been replaced. Obviously it has to have been, I should say, because it was from Florida and it just wouldn't have stood the test of time down there. What's weird though is these C-pillar panels are done in vinyl. You can see a little bit of sag around the lights. Usually those are in cloth. I don't know why those are vinyl and not cloth, because the headliner's cloth, obviously, and the visors are cloth. I remember in my 84 Fleetwood coupe, the visors were vinyl. I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning for that is. Obviously no third brake light by 85. Not yet, at least. All lap belts throughout. Just super nice white leather. And there's another one of those plugs down there. Seat backs are in great shape. Maybe a little bit of discoloration in this white trim here. You can see kind of like a little yellowing down there. Well, you'll also see a little blue piece from when it was new, the protective film from the dealer or from the factory. These cars were built up in Michigan. These aren't Arlington cars. Funny story, we all hear this. It brings you to this car. I've heard folklore about stories like this. Another one of those plugs. I've never experienced it myself. Now, you probably have heard stories from back in the day when they made cars. You know, if they made a car on a Friday or something, or if union auto workers were striking, they'd leave a Coke can in the door to make a rattle. Not that someone would sabotage this car, but funny story with this car. When I get over to the carpet there, I'll tell you that I discovered with this car. Beautiful. I mean, just look at how nice and clean the Fleetwood is. Usually this gets all dirty just from people touching it and putting their arm on the armrest. It gets like gray and brown or dark stained because, you know, people's sweaty skin is touching it. But again, even like these seatbelts, super clean. Seatbelts are usually the first things in these white leather interior cars to show wear. Just beautiful leather in this car. Again, minor, you know, just age. A little bit here. But for the most part, really nice 50-50 split. Again, a beautiful dash. Trying to get this done before my camera battery and my phone battery dies. I'm at like 4%. But anyway, so funny story. Actually, before I tell you the funny story, dual power with power reclined passenger side. And nice threshold right here. Has a little bin underneath there. You can see actually a little tag. I don't know what the paper tag was for, but it's got those old style little tag holders there that had it kind of attached to the carpet. I saw it coming out. I tried pulling at it, but I'm glad I didn't because that's been there since it was new. Anyways, funny story. See this little kind of like indentation here in the carpet? So I got this car. I never thought anything of it until I was cleaning the carpet. I'm like, what is this indentation? Like, it's hard here. I thought maybe the floor pan was dented or something. I just didn't see that being possible because the transmission's right here. Like, how could it'd be dented right next to the center hump. But there's a little distortion in the carpet. So, craziest thing, I said, you know what, I got to pull it back and see what's going on there. So I pull the carpet back, and sticking there against the hump was the, not this particular one, but was a overhead map light assembly. Now these sunroof cars have this T-style with the switch in the middle, but the standard one is a thinner one, just like this, with the two lights here and the little garage door flapper there. But, you know, so what had happened, I think, was they tried to fit this car for the standard style map light assembly. It was a white one, brand new. Now, I didn't know what was under here at first, so I got in the car, I started kicking it to try to like push. I thought maybe it was dented. I'm smashing it with my foot, trying to hammer away at it. And then I pulled the carpet back, and what it was one of these map lights for a non-sunroof car. And I'm assuming they tried to put it in, they got in the car to put it up there, and realized, oh, it's a sunroof car as I was coming down the line. Maybe they set it down. They went and got another one. By the time they got another one, somebody either laid the carpet in this car or they put the other one in, the correct one, didn't think of it, left it there, and it got covered with the carpet when someone laid the carpet in this car, and just nobody cared. And it's been there for 40 years. Now, I still have it, but I kicked the hell out of it. I was stomping on it to try to, I thought it was a dent in the floor pan, but it wasn't. I heard it crunching, and that's why I pulled the carpet back. Unfortunately, I destroyed it, but it must have been a new old stock, you know, non-sunroof car switch panel. I just thought that was the craziest thing. Anyways, funny story with that. So that carpet is probably going to stay dented out like that for a while before it settles down, if it ever does settle down. But anyways, all right, let's jump behind the wheel. Well, my camera died. So here I am back at the shop. We're going to finish up the video on this car right now. But just as soon as I got in the car, the camera died. So drove it back. We got some juice in her. Let's show you under the hood. You can see here, nice tidy engine bay, HT 4100 powered V8, 4.1 liter V8. You can see inside the fender here, this is where they sprayed. It's like a, I don't know, undercoating. It kind of chips off on your nail. You can see they sprayed the radiator support with it all the way across, like even into the plastic here. It's even got on the plastic. Why they did that? They kind of did it under the hood as well in a few spots. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's kind of like a hard material on there. But very clean, you know, not rusty under hood engine area. Maybe it was a coastal car down in Florida, I guess. Got a new alternator, tons of new stuff. I'll tell you all about that when we take it for a spin. Under hood light, everything works there. Under hood insulation is in okay shape. Got a few little spots there, but all right, we'll pop the trunk. The trunk is popped. Inside the trunk, nice and clean and tidy. We have four original Cadillac floor mats. I don't understand this whatsoever. We have a driver's with the little crests. You can see the rears. And this is the passenger side. I think this is out of a later 80s Cadillac because it has the reversible button snapped grabby thing on the back, where these ones are just like your typical mats. How that happens, I don't know. But that's the floor mats that I got with the car. Mini spare does have the trunk liner mat as well. Inside the deck lid is nice and clean. Get that SPID code label there. Clean inside the jams. This was in the car, and I'm going to leave it with the car. It's one of those old school auto shades, but I thought this was funny. Need help? Call police. You know, from back in the day. The windshield shades. Power trunk pull down works. Alright, now let's jump in. Take it for a spin. Now this would have broke my heart. My phone was dead. If the odometer rolled over, I was at 39,900 82 when I drove it up there. It was 92 when I got there. I moved a little further down the road, but now we're at 39,999 miles. 2 sets of keys. We have original gold set of keys, and then the GM style keys as well. Got that old school chime box chiming away. I love that. And the other cool thing, you leave the key in there, still got the key reminder buzzer that works, which is neat. But anyways, sometimes that wears out, so it's cool to hear that in that chime box. Starts right up. 39,999 miles. That's going to be me the day before my birthday. When someone asks, how old are you? I'm going to be 39.9999. Got your fuel data readout here. You can go instant, average, fuel range, check what kind of gas, mileage, which is pretty cool. These 4100 power cars have that. Automatic climate control. You do have nice, cool air coming out of this car. I put it on high, maybe. There we go. Oh yeah, baby. Nice cold AC. I had that retrofitted. One thing that I can't really do much about is this radio here. It did work when I got this car, but now for some reason it's stuck on rewind. You can see the little rewind light lit up there. You try to go opposite. I don't know. And I don't know how to change it off of cassette back to radio. But I did rebuild the power antenna. So the power antenna works. I don't know. Maybe leave that radio in and have an aftermarket put in the glove box. Retro sound makes a cool USB, Bluetooth compatible radio that'll fit in here. But I really like the original look, so I don't have another radio to put in, so unfortunately I can't do much for you there. Cruise control, we'll test that. We have the auto dimming headlights and auto twilight sentinel wipers, seat, horn, giant Astro roof. What else do we have in this car? Fuel gauge right up on top there. It does have a few little speckles in the glass here on the rearview mirror. But aside from those few things, she is good to go. Alright, now let's go roll this car over 40,000 miles. I forgot to show you what I got inside the glove box here. We got a couple cool little cassettes from the London Promenade Orchestra. Those come with the car. We have an original owner's manual here. And the hubcap key. Flip this guy open. Al Worden was the salesman at Hennessy Buick Cadillac in Vero Beach. That might have been the company got bought out. Because it says, what is it, Ken Pawtucket or whatever on the back out of Vero Beach. This says Hennessy. So I'm not sure which one's which, but you have all the owner's manuals and stuff like that. Original owner right there, Indianola Groves out of Fort Pierce, Florida. That is the original owner, and that is who's on the front of the title of this car. Like I said, it's a one-owner title. And that title is from 1985, Florida title. All right, now let's go. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Roll this thing over. Air conditioning on. And we are cruising. 39,999. Let me zoom in there so we can kind of be on it. Anyways, so I did a ton of service work to this car. Actually, I shouldn't even talk, because when that 10th hits 5, I think that's when it's going to start rolling over. So let's watch the odometer roll before I start talking. You can see the numbers, all of them are starting to climb up. And never mind, there she goes. Oh, we went through shade. Where are you? 40,000. She's a big girl now. You don't know how painful that was for me. Had this car for 3 years, and I didn't really want to drive it because I didn't want that to happen. But anyways, so I had this car serviced. I did, like I said, like $4,000 worth of outside service work. Exhaust from the cat back, all brand new. Muffler, tailpipe, intermediate pipe, all that stuff, brand new. What did we do? That was at the exhaust shop. 4 new tires. This is at the mechanic shop. Did 4 new tires, front brakes, front shocks, rear air shocks, rear coil springs. Did a front end alignment. Did a new alternator, new AC Delco battery. Full tune-up, plugs, wires, cap, rotor, all that stuff. I know I'm missing things. Jeez, I gotta be missing things at $4,000. Alternate AC was retrofitted and serviced. I got some of the records here. The first go around was $2,800, and in the same place, the next bill was like $1,000. But anyways, she's a beautiful runner. She drives great. She cruises. She does what she's supposed to do. Drives beautifully straight down the road. Just a really enjoyable car. Now these 4100s, I know I'm going to get the comments. Please spare me the comments. This car's 40 years old. 40 years this car has survived. It runs and drives beautiful. Is it a rocket ship? No. Does it cruise nicely? Yes. Oh, and we got cruise. We got cruise engaged. Cruise engaged and cruise works. So she even cruises with cruise. So spare me in the comments, please. You know what? The North Star bashing, the HT4100 bashing. You know what? The car's 40 years old. It survived. It's here. Here we are talking about it, looking at it, Googling over it, oozing over it. And you're going to bash it down in the comments. Oh, it's got a 4100. She cruises beautiful. So save me the comments. Anyways, not to get rude, but you know what? I kind of hate that. Like, please. I'm not trying to be like, oh, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. But I kind of am. Like, it's 40 years old. It hasn't had any issues yet. Just spare me. Again, not to go down that rabbit hole or be repetitive, but she's just a beautiful cruising car. Stops, goes, does what she's got to do. Like I said, new brakes in the front, new tires, new shocks all the way around, new coil springs in the back, new alternator, new belts, new hoses. Oh yeah, belts, hoses. I know all that stuff was on there. Belts, upper hose, lower hose, oil change. Obviously, tires. I provided them the tires. Filler panels. You know, even my cost on doing the filler panels, just buying the panels themselves were about $700, I think. And then having them painted, that was another $600. You know, so there's over $1,000 in filler panels. So if I add up all my repair orders and costs into this car to service it, just to get it updated. And again, when I got this car in, it started, it ran, it drove, it did, you know, it was all right. It had really old Michelins, it didn't have any filler panels, needed a tune-up. But I very easily spent $5,000 on bringing it up to date. And that's the thing with these old cars, is they always need something. So you can't, you know, you're never going to make them perfect, but you can do the best you can, and that's what I did with this one. But I've let it hang around too long. I'm glad that I had it serviced. I'm glad that it's done. I'm glad that I can now offer it and get it out of my shop, because I've been babysitting this car for quite a long time, and it's time for the next person to love this car, cruise this car, and put some more miles on it. Now that I devalued it by rolling it over 40,000 miles, she's ready to cruise, and she does it just beautifully. No lights, no nothing, no idiot lights coming up on telling you anything. She's just a nice, comfortable, plush car. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Sorry this video was kind of jumbled up. I had to move around to try to get some shade, and then the battery died, and what's this guy doing coming over the line here? Any questions? 978-930-1004. Don't let distance stop you from getting a dream car like this in your driveway. I can ship it anywhere. I shipped it up out of Florida. I can ship it anywhere you need to send this car. My name is Anthony. Thanks everybody for watching. Price on this Cadillac is going to be $17,995. I have a pretty good feeling that it's going to sell relatively quickly, so thank you for watching the video, and let me know what you think down in the comments about this car, because this is an absolutely gorgeous example. You just don't see this color combination, whoa Bessie, anymore out there. It's a sharp piece.